down with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you.
Would you care for me? Would you care for me?
Hold tight, I'll be here with you all night. My mind, I'm getting lost in your eyes.
Capricorn, why am I hearing happy birthday to you? Happy birthday, Stevie Wonder? I don't know, but it's a Sagittarian's birthday, right? So unless you've got a Sagittarian in the family or in, well, I wouldn't say in your chart if you're a Capricorn, so it's not going to be your birthday. So you must know of a Sag, and it's their birthday, and you might be celebrating somehow, and you're kind of like, happy birthday, Sagittarius, happy birthday. So you got to have like a mother, a father, a daughter, or a son, and it's their birthday, and you've possibly been invited over this week, and you're just like going around saying, "Oh, you're all right, lovey, how you getting on? Oh, happy birthday, Nige, nice one, Dave." And you're just kind of like celebrating, right? It's really what I kind of pick up for you. It's just a very general message. I'm hearing Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, Jackie's son. So I'm picking up like a lot of family. And we're going to have the family over. I'm going to have the brother, the daughter, the sister, my brothers. And we're all coming over, and we're all going to have a bit of a gangbang and a bit of get together and blah, blah, blah. We're going to have a cup of tea and a slice of cake with Aunt Sally. And Wurzel's coming. He's got his Wednesday head on. And I'm hearing Witten, Mandy also. And we're going to have a bit of a, you know, just a bit of a quiet do kind of thing, right? So how you getting on anyway, Capricorn? Long time no see, bruv. So what we're going to do is, I know a lot of you Cappies, because I asked it before, do you listen or watch? And some of you do both. So I will show you the cards, as well as tell you the story, okay, of what you've got coming up that you should be aware of around your environment. Now, some are good, some are bad, some are mediocre, some are to do with work and finances or multimedia, okay? So we pretty much give you any answers that you might be looking for. Not all of them are going to relate to you, Capricorn. Don't forget, I do this as numerology, because on the top of a card is the 6 of Gemini and Capricorn, so it basically means I call out 6. Because that's the first card that comes out, it's also a Gemini. So you might find the same sort of channeled stuff as those, okay? So let's see. I will be doing your what's a tarot, not a tarot card reading. I will be doing that, but at the moment we're just doing this. So let's see. Capricorn. Any messages, please, for Capricorn? Any messages for Capricorn to be aware of, please? Any messages that you want Capricorn to be aware of in their environment, please? Messages for Cappies. So you've got forgotten memories, getting pulled out, getting called out, okay, or pulling them out. Let me see, pulled out. So it's a little bit like, oh, can you remember back in days at Thusler in 1964 when you were that old, Caroline? And you're like, yeah. Oh, can't you remember? You're like, yeah, I can, Dave. I can remember when we used to be little. And you're like, well, happy birthday, love, anyway. And you're like, oh, fucking lovely, smashing, crackerjack. So you're kind of like pulling out all of these memories. It might be like, I don't know, let's get out the photo album and blah, 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 and let's go over what you used to look like when you were younger, right? But normally, if you're not pulling anything out, it's normally the fact that you could even flop it out. And you're like, can you remember back in there when I was like a baby's arm holding a blood orange? You're a big boy now, aren't you? Yes, take a look at that. But like, if you're going to pull anything out, I very much doubt it could be that. It could just be where you're just pulling memories out the head, and you're just kind of like sitting there thinking, fucking hell, can you remember? Me and my sister, she's a Sagittarian, it's going to be her birthday soon. I just remembered. I can't remember when. I know it's December. But yeah, when we do that, we kind of sit there and like, oh, fucking hell, do you want to come round for a fag? And like, yeah, we have a cup of coffee and we sit there. Oh, fucking hell, Caroline, can you remember like when we were 5 and we used to fucking like blow up these big balloons and like fill them full of water, and we went to push it over and like we was going to drop it on the like other kids' head that were down there, and we hit one of the windows when we used to have the old windows that we used to open them up, and it like burst and we both fell back onto the bed like drenched. So shit like that, right? So it's kind of like, you know, can you remember? Can you remember the 5th of November? Well, I can, because that's when my dad died. So I got these feelings that you're kind of like going over this photographic album of maybe families and stuff, and like, can you remember your dad and mum? I don't know if any of you have just literally had anyone pass. Might be Justice, could have something to around a Libra. Or Justin, Julian, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. But, like, can you remember the old dad and, you know, that sort of stuff here, right? Granddad is what I'm hearing. Can you remember me, Granddad? Granddad? So, I don't know if it's your dad or granddad that you're talking to them about family here. Let's see. Any messages, please, for Capricorn? Any messages, please, for Capricorn this week to be aware of in their environment? So you've got miserable as fuck. Cheer the fuck up, Charlie. What's up with your chocolate factory? Miserable as fuck. Who's miserable? Come on, Capricorns. It's not like you guys to be miserable, is it? Miserable as sin. Oh, all I can do is sit here thinking about the love life. Or well, now this might be someone that is traumatic and physically lost a loved one of memories of the past, my dad or mum, okay, and it's a deceased loved one, okay, and I've lost those, and this is fucking absolutely destroyed our Christmas now because they're no longer with us. So granted, there's an energy there, right? Some of you might be grieving, but some of you could be a right sad sack at this point, Capricorn, and you're like, oh, fucking hell, I'm so miserable. I keep thinking about my past relationships and how it went wrong and fucking, you know, you're going through a phase of like breakup, right? You might not be with anybody at the moment and you're kind of like, why does everything I ever do never really seem to work out as much as I wanted it to? Like I had an expectation that something was going to work out, but it didn't. And it might be like an ex, like you've just split up with an ex and you've just realised that it's fucking over. And all you can really do is just constantly think about the past and you're going over the past. That isn't how you work on yourself, by the way. If any of you are constantly reliving out the past, you're not working on yourself. Like you're actually not working on yourself, right? Yeah. Because you're not living presently, okay? You're giving power to the feeling of negativity. When you think negative thoughts, you're giving over the power of negative to let you feel negative. That's why you feel negative. It's like the 7 energy. So it could be a Cancer and life path 7. But it's like a tower, okay? The more I think of the past, the more I'm going to be living out of the past. And I'm not going to be feeling good because I feel shit. Because all I can think about is the loss, the turmoil, the you know, how things failed, how things didn't really work out according that I really wanted them to work out, you know, here. Let's see. Not that, just at the moment, Capricorn. But let's see. Any other messages, please, for Capricorn to be aware of? So you've got trying to drag you in some bullshit. Oh, dear. Might be a Sagittarius or a Taurus because I'm picking up bullshit, okay? So not saying it is, it just could be, okay? But like you're trying to drag you into some bullshit. Now this is where people are kind of like, cheer up, and you're like, yeah, no, I feel better now. And then you get home in your environment and some motherfucker says, you're right, oh, can you remember like your ex? And you're like, oh God, I'm trying to fucking forget about that, Dave. I'm trying not to actually think about it. And they keep bringing up all of this past stuff. Now, like I said, it could be family, it could be friends. I don't know, anybody that you talk to. And you're kind of like, I feel really good today. And then all of a sudden someone says, how's your mum? And you're like, oh, fucking hell. How's your dad? Oh, didn't you know that we lost them? And you're like, oh, really? You lost your dad? And you're like, yeah. And then suddenly you start thinking about it. And you're kind of like, oh, I really wish you hadn't fucking brought that up. Because now I brought it up, now I'm thinking about it right here. So I don't know. This could also be like, you know, a third party situation and they just keep trying to drag you into a load of bullshit and you're like, I do not want anything to do with that. That's a fucking drama waiting to be a crisis there. Like, I am not going to get involved into that because that's a bunch of fucking sticks. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, someone keeps trying to drag them into, like, can you sort out all of my shit? And you're like, I can't sort out your shit, sweetheart. You're going to have to sort that out yourself. Go to the bob. Quick, go on, wipe it up yourself. You're like, I'm not cleaning up that. Let's see. Talking too much, getting ahead of myself, spitting all over the fucking place. Here. So let's see. Capricorn. Hopefully you didn't see that, right? Capricorn. Any messages for Capricorn you want them to be aware of, please? So you got venting about you. Again, this came up in the last reading that was Piscean 3. Okay, venting, trying to drag you into some bullshit and saying, fuck, blah, 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 blah. Best note, I'm fucking telling you. You're fucking doing my head in because you're talking shit and smack and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to drag you into all of this. And you're like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know about your drama and all of your shit, angelic karma. Like, I don't want to know about all of your drama shit. Like, just keep it to yourself. You're like, well, I've got to vent to someone. I'm going to have to moan and complain. Like, we'll do it to someone, but just don't do it to me. Like, you know, I don't want to know about all of that, right, here. So, I don't know, because Pisces reading was quite good, but I do know a lot of you've been dealing with the Pisces that saying that they're going off with someone else and they're fucking blah, 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 and, you know, they're doing witchcraft. Let's see. Capricorn. Could be a life path 3 energy. But you've got a definite bull energy here that could be Sag or Taurus. Okay. So, let's see. Pisces. Sorry, I'm keeping up Pisces reading. Capricorn. Any other messages, please, for Capricorn? Doing the most. Someone shaving someone. Do you want me to shave you? So someone's got a quick, close shave here. A close shave. Like I just had a close shave with this person and just come up against them and realised that they were full of drama. Okay. So doing the most. So there's a couple here. So who's miserable as fuck in the... this is the sense that makes none. It's got to be Libra energy somewhere here. Because I'm picking up on a very sporadic set of cards that are relating to where someone is using someone as an agony aunt. I need to talk to you about my relationship. And then it's kind of like, well, you're going to drag me into all of that. If you talk to me about it, you're going to drag me into this negative vibration of thinking and feeling. And I've been trying to work on myself. It could be friends, like... Let's see. Capricorn. Any messages, please, for Capricorn? Just leaving. It's not working out. You've got, like, sometimes, a lot of times when I do these cards, I mean, I'm not a Cappy, so I don't know what's going on in your life, but sometimes when I do these cards, I can really follow a storyline. But, like, Libras and Cappies are... So, just leaving, it's not working out. So, like, you could be having this tit-for-tat, stupid, silly little bullshit argument with this person where they just love to prod your buttons and they love to just make things worse and they love to put negative shit into your brain. And you're kind of like, bruv, you're insane in the membrane. I'm just trying to get on with my life. Please leave me the fuck alone. Stop keep fucking interfering, thinking that you're just helping when you're not. This is kind of like, well, we're doing the most for you. And you're like, you're not helping. You're actually not helping. Leave me alone. That will help if you leave me alone. Stop keep interfering into my life because I'm just on the way out. And it's like where someone probably keeps trying to pull someone back or call someone over and you're like, oh, fucking hell. This fucking Dave. I'm trying to fucking avoid him. You're like, oh, what do you want? You're like, hello. And you're like, oh. Fucking hell, it's hard work, isn't it, Dave? So you've got this, oh, I'm leaving, bruv. I just can't be doing with this. I've tried reconciling. I've tried talking to you like a fucking adult. And you keep acting like Peter Pan. Right? There's no reconciliation. There's no getting through to you. There's no talking to you because you don't fucking listen anyway. So it's kind of like, oh, that's it. Why don't you just go out the boozer and talk to your mates? And like, I'm going to. Because they fucking listen to me. You don't. Right? So it feels like that, you know. Why don't you go and talk to someone else because I ain't fucking listening, right? I'm not listening to this bullshit anymore. I don't want to know, right? I do keep picking up on a huge bull energy, like Taurus energy here. That's might be why they fucking hate me on this channel. I don't get no Tauruses watch me anymore. That's why I had to stop doing their readings because they just, I don't know, stop watching me. So for guys, because I don't. For the person that said, you've got a problem with Cappy and Gemini. No, I don't. No, I don't. Why would you think that? I'm just reading you your story. If it's not your story, it's not my fucking problem. Yeah. I have a problem with people in my life that have been in the past that have had a Capricorn, but not all Capricorns are the same. I had a run-in with... Well, two bad Capricorns, really. They had Sagittarius in the chart, like, you know, but that was the people. That's not every single goddamn Capricorn. I know loads of Cappies. No, Geminis, same. I got Gemini moon. I have loads of Gemini people I know that are lovely. But I also know a really batshit crazy one. I'm a Piscean. I know fucking loads of lunatic Pisceans. Loads of them. In fact, I don't really know many good Pisceans that I know of in my life. Like, I really don't. They're all drug addicts. Like, nearly every Pisces I know in my life, They're all drug addicts. All of them are complete and utter drug addicts. Romany gypsies, they're fucking getting into fights and fucking all sorts of shit, and they're Pisceans. Like, right, so don't worry about whose star sign is what, right? It's the person, not the star sign. So, forgotten memories. Why does Capricorn have forgotten memories? Who is this that's going through forgotten memories? So, Queen of Swords. It could be, like I said, mother-in-law, father-in-law. But it's kind of like, oh, let's just go over everything and let me ask you a load of questions about the past. You're like, no, I cut this out ages ago. I don't really want to think about the past. I moved on already. So, or Eddie or Edwina. Could be problems with the family. This is family values, right? We're not on the same page. We're always fucking arguing, okay? We're always goddamn arguing. You're always trying to hold me back, talking about, like, oh, let's just talk about something that's negative or out of the past. And you're like, no, Steve keeps telling us to live presently or into the future, not the past. Let's not keep dwelling over it. Let's not keep going over what happened. Let's just move on, okay? Queen of Swords. But just one more thing. No, not just one more thing. You've said too much. Stop digging for information about the past. Okay, let it be. Okay. Queen of Swords. What's her problem? Here. An Aquarian or Leo. So you've got someone that you are talking to, more than likely, and you are just going over nostalgia. You're just thinking about the future, just like reliving or like having a good time with someone. Okay, talking to them about, like, there's always, like I said, a lot of good things. Can you remember when we went over here to visit? Can you remember when we went and had a coffee over here and we met blah, blah, blah? And, you know, someone that you're generally talking to here. Okay. Having a good time is also like an Aquarian energy, because it's kind of like someone that you're with that you're talking about future plans, like you're planning things for the future. But you're also talking about being with this person and the past and all that sort of stuff, right? Past, present and future sort of like vocabulary, okay? What is miserable as fuck? I mean, that changes the scenario. I mean, someone doesn't want any dick. I mean, why does people not want a dick here? I mean, is it Richard? But miserable as fuck because I can't have any dick. But this is passion. This is love and creation. I don't feel very creative at the moment. I just really don't feel as if I can be bothered to do anything. Like creative, I've lost me mojo, bruv. It might even be where someone doesn't want sex. They've just lost their mojo. They're like, oh, I really don't feel like it, sweetheart. And you're like, oh, why not? And you're like, well, I don't know. I just don't feel up to it tonight. Like, I just don't, like, you know, I'm not a machine, okay? I just don't feel like it, right? So it can be that, because this can be sex and love. And it's kind of like, oh, I really thought that we were going to fucking slide up and down on your pole tonight, Dave. And you're like, yeah, well, you know, it's got grease on it. Brilliant, you know, but I just ain't got the mojo. I'm fucking tired. Like, I just don't really want it. Like, I've had an hard day at work. Just don't really want, you know, this is what it feels like. Miserable as fuck. Right. So it's kind of like, because if you look at these pair here, they're in bed, right, here. And one turns over and says, we all fell out. And it's like, oh, what, we're going to fall out over some dick? Like, I can't fucking, look, my dick isn't fucking, it's a private eye, okay? Like, I just don't feel like it tonight. It's like, I just, maybe tomorrow or tomorrow morning, but at the moment, I'm fucking really tired. I've just got home, you know, I've fucking been dealing with a load of stress. I just got home and I just really don't feel like sex tonight, right, here. So then the other partner goes, oh, well, I don't know, I'll rub one out myself then. You're like, well, go on then, you know, rub one out. But, like, I can't, like, I just don't feel like it, you know. Right, here. Oh, I thought tonight was your night, babe. And you're like, well, it was until I got home, and then I sort of go, oh, God, it's fucking tired, isn't it? It's like, right, now it's the end of the night. I thought we were up for it. And you're like, really, bruv? You want me to, like, hang from the ceiling and fucking start doing it the back to front hangman? And you're like, no. They're just like, oh, I can't be doing with all. It's like, look, can't you just give me a massage for like an hour? And you're like, fuck that. Like, I'll stick it in there, but, oh, you can jump on. But, like, oh, man, do I have to butter you up for an hour and, like, go around all the, like, the left bit and the right bit and the top bit and the bottom bit and then top, middle or bottom? And then I'm like, oh, fuck, how long's she taking? It's like, I'm nearly there. Hour later, fucking hell, my hands hurting, Dave. You're like, well, just be a little bit more gentle. And you're like, but I'm fucking tired. I can't be doing with that hour-long fucking buttering you up, getting you ready. Can't you just be a little bit more fucking, you know, dripping like a fuck fridge, and then we're like, right, get it over and done with, and then, right, we'll go to sleep. Yeah. So, I don't know, you could be having a bit of an argument about your sex life here. Okay, so what is this Ace of Wands? Ace of Wands. Yeah, see? Oh, well then, if you're not going to give me any dick and you're no good, you might as well take your private eye somewhere else. So let's just call it quits. You're like, well, we don't have to finish just because of that. Yeah, but you're a two-pump chump. You finished after 2 minutes. Well, I told you, you know, like, I don't take a long time coming. You do. I'm all right. So you go like, yeah, well, I'm not. You're like, where's my turn? And you're like, oh, I'll just do you tomorrow. Trying to... The women always have to come first. If you're in a relationship, or whatever you're doing and it's involving sex, the woman always has to come first because she can come 3 or 4 times. A guy, once that's over, his dopamine is going to be gone. He's going to be out. He's going to be like, no. Once I've shot my load, sweetheart, I do not want to be going down there. Like, I really don't. Like, I can't be going down there to sort out that pair of curtains. I can tell you now, right? So, I like, just, oh, right? So, listen, if you don't like all of this shit, I mean, you're Capricorns, you should do, right? Yeah. So, women have to come first, because once the guy's gone, he's out. He's like going to roll over and go to sleep, right? Women have got to go first. But if you're a woman that takes fucking ages, like, hurry up, like, you know, trying to drag you into some bullshit. What is this for Cappy? Well, it's family. Family always try to drag you into some sort of bullshit. You know, you're working too much. You're not working enough. Oh, fuck. You're at work. Yes, I'm at work. What's your problem? Well, you're always going home to work and you never got time for me to slide up and down on your pole, have you, Harry? You're like, well, I'm at work, babe. I just got home. I'm fucking tired. Yeah, it's because you work too much. Oh, God. I'm a Capricorn. I work, goddammit. Hard. Yeah, well, how come you're so soft? Because I'm working. Fuck off, Felicia. Just keep moaning about me working, trying to drag me into your bullshit. I'm working. So what? Okay, you want to get your lazy ass up and do something. Yeah. I've seen so many people getting into arguments because someone works quite a lot for a living that they actually like working. What's wrong in that? What's wrong in the pentacle, Capricorn? You know, trouble is you can't shove a pentacle in there, can you? Look, here's a pentacle. Have you know, yeah. Venting about you. Who is that? Oh yeah, fucking married couple relationship. It's a tit for tat. It's about dick. It is. It's about Turpin, Dick Turpin. It's kind of like, oh, you know, you're right, lovey. What's going on in your relationship? Oh, nothing. You're like, are you sure? Well, no, I came home early. Why is that? None of your business. I want to know. Or okay then. She went to fucking knock one out and it didn't work. Like, oh, I don't want to know about that. You're like, well, you fucking asked. If you keep asking me questions, I'm pretty much just going to tell you cock is the problem. They're a dick. They don't have one. Or it's just not working properly. And you're like, well, go a little bit gentle on it. Spit on it. Do something else. You're kind of like, well, but they keep trying to drag me into all of their bullshit. And then when we're arguing, the last thing I want is like to sleep with you at night when you've been fucking bitching and moaning and complaining. Like, I just don't feel like it. And you're like, what, you don't want angry sex? We're like, well, if you want a backhander. But like, apart from that, no. Like, you've turned me off, not on. Just go, but I love you, Jenna. He's like, well, yeah, but, you know, what's love got to do with it, right? Okay. So let's see. Doing the most. Well, I'll shave you. Like, well, I've got an hair around my nipple. Or I've got, you know, like, well, you better go around there and shave it then. Because, you know, I'm just looking down there and you're like, have you shaved your garden yet? And you're like, well, no, hold on a minute. I'll just quickly pop into the bathroom and give myself a shave. And you're like, all right, then, go on. So, doing the most. Yeah, God, bro, there's some independent motherfuckers up in here. I think you're just having a little bit of a to-do about this cock, really. You know, who's getting it, who's seeing it, and who isn't, you know. What is just leaving? It's not working out. Cancerian, life path 7. Oh, dear, an out of whack Libra of a Tower. Oh, my fucking word. What is going on here? This person's definitely got a bone to pick with some fucker. There's a bone apart, sorry. But just leaving, it's not working out. Right, Libra in reverse isn't fair. Mrs. Humphreys, this isn't fair. Why isn't fair? Now, like I said, if there's an affair, it might be because someone's boning someone else, right? You know, I can't help it. I can't. Because you've got these cards here that are representing marriages and relationships here, 100%, right? And you've got people that are kind of like going over nostalgia and blah, 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 and you know, and they're sort of like, well, miserable as fuck, and that might be what's keeping you hanging on, thinking, well, I can get them away from that bitch. It's her fault that he keeps going off with her. No, it's never the woman's fault or the guy. No. If the one culprit keeps going to sleep and play bingo with her, with Doris, and playing, like, you know, gala bingo with you, okay, then, you know, it's not the woman's fault that he keeps going back to hurting and leaving and then coming back and then playing gala bingo with you, is it? You need to stop the bingo dobber, okay? So you need to stop the guy that's doing it, okay? It's never the other person's fault, okay? It's, you need a boundary to stop it from happening. So you've got this, it's not working out, I'm leaving. So, I don't know, someone starts getting like really pissed off and really fucking annoyed that a person, they don't stay. Now, it might be like you come over and I love you and I want to be with you and everything's great, but we don't live together. And you're like, yeah, but you always keep leaving and going back home. And why do you go back home? It's like, well, living with you is like being with you in a relationship is one thing, but living with you at the moment is just, I can't do it. So it's kind of like, yeah, but you keep leaving, you keep travelling back home, and you leave me on my own. And you're kind of like, well, at the moment, that isn't, you know, I'm not living with you, so what do you want me to do? Stay over? Well, I don't really want to. So, I don't know, I mean, it could just be general, just leaving, not working out, but why is this person going off their mind here? Because this is kind of, I don't know, is someone come into your life and you've allowed them back in here, and then they left, and they left you here? I don't know, because everything through this reading seems to be working out, but you could have a third-party situation, and that, you know, something here is working out with this couple, and it's not working out here, and this energy is the one that's, I don't know, like getting really, because this is fucking really annoyed, and it's also avoiding. I'm trying my best to avoid you, to not notice you, to not look at you, to not be with you, to not, you know, and it's kind of like that, it's not working out, I'm leaving. So it could be where someone's saying it's not working out in my current relationship, and I'm leaving this fucking scenario here because you're with someone else. You know, I don't know. I mean, your reading is different over on Patreon because we dive into what's hidden from you, the hidden truth, what is being hidden from you. That's thoughts and feelings and why they're hiding that and why they're doing what they're doing. And it was involving a Cancerian that was leaving a girl to go towards another girl, okay, another woman, and the woman was thinking that it was the other person, okay, that it's the bitch's fault when it isn't, okay. Why do they keep coming back? Because they keep coming back to your life. So all of that was present over on Patreon, but the person that they go to see turned up in the next reading that I did over on Patreon, because I've done a few of them and I've put them all out. I think we're right up to Virgo now, okay? So I was kind of like, well, that person that came from the Gemini Capricorn reading, that person that came from there that's going off to Doris or Dave to another woman or a man, that's now in this reading where they're now lying to this other woman to say blah, 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 so on and so forth. And that's what they're doing, and that's what you need to be aware of, and that's why that was matching to what they're hiding is now in this other reading. So I keep aware of all of those things for you, and I tell you over on Patreon, go back and watch that reading, because you'll see this is the person that they've turned up to. Okay, whether you know there's something rising Venus, Jupiter, or North Node, or life path number. That's what they are doing, okay? So if you want to know all of those, then you need to join Patreon. So that is the silver or gold tier. Silver tier is all monthlies or weeklies. Gold tier is all monthlies, all weeklies, all of the past, present and future teaching videos that I do, okay? And you can find that provided below, okay, Capricorn? Stay tuned. Well, I will also at some point do your not a tarot card reading, and we'll just do a load of channeling, okay? All right, guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.